Let's bring in NBC News aviation expert Greg Feith. He's former senior air safety investigator at the NTSB, a veteran pilot himself. He's with us tonight from Denver. Greg, the NTSB is so routinized and so good after all this many years at what they do. And yet, picking up on what we were talking about with Deborah Hersman, this has happened in a war zone. The scene has already been compromised. What would you want to get organized there first?
I think the big thing here, Brian, is that this is a criminal investigation. The NTSB and its counterparts typically are looking at mechanical malfunctions and failures and operation of the airplane by the flight crew to see if there's any kind of issue that they have to address. But this is a crime now, so the investigative complexity is going to be a little different, and they're going to be in support of those national security folks that were going to be responsible for identifying who shot the missile and what the intent was of that missile strike.
And Greg, there's also two similar tragedies here. There's the families, the loss of life. There's the politics back and forth Andrea just talked about. But for this air carrier, Malaysia, a second straight tragedy. The first one still unaccounted for. And for this aircraft, 777 is long-haul international workhorse of the skies. There are hundreds, thousands of them aloft at any given time. A tragedy for that as well. Safety record was pretty sterling before these two incidents.
And the safety record is still sterling because the last two events with MH370 and MH17 now weren't attributed to the airplane. These are extraordinary events that have taken place. Unfortunately, Malaysia has bared the burden. This is now number 2, and they're just trying to get MH370 and its issues under control. This is going to be a real burden for that airline now.
Greg Feith, formerly of the NTSB. Greg, thank you very much, as always.